This is the new Epstein update with Bill Clinton. So Bill Clinton put out a statement about Jeffrey Epstein and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Oh boy. President Clinton's opening statement to the House Oversight Commitment. I'm here for two reasons. First reason is I love my country. Right, that's why they had to make you come here. And America's built on an idea no person's above the law, even presidents, especially presidents. Democracy requires every person to play their part. I hope that being here today, we can make ourselves a little further away from the brink of being a country we can disagree with uncivilly. Right, second reason I'm here is the girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein has destroyed. They've been waiting too long for both. Through my brief acquaintance with Epstein ended years before his crimes came to light. I don't know about that. Though I never witnessed during our limited interactions of any interaction of what was truly going on, I am here to offer what little I know. Like 3 minimizing like fucking qualifications. Oh yeah. You're doing your absolute best to hide this. I get it. And I'm here to offer what little I know, so it might be able to prevent something like this from happening ever again. But before we start, I have to get personal. You made Hillary come in. She had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, then why was Jeffrey Epstein's main accomplice at her daughter's wedding? I think that's kind of substantial, especially whenever you've been married to her for 30 and 40 years and you both do politics together. Is any reasonable, rational person ever going to say, oh, wait a second, maybe they don't have anything to do with each other? Oh, they never, you really think they never talked about Jeffrey Epstein? What the fuck are we doing here? This is the most delusional playing people for retards thing that I've ever even seen. How do you even think this? Anyway, she has no memory of even meeting him. Really? Oh, wow. She neither traveled with him nor with any of his properties. I do think that to an extent, this is probably true to an extent. Because I bet Bill Clinton was cheating on Hillary Clinton, and he didn't want Jeffrey Epstein to meet Hillary, because if he met Hillary, then obviously, he might say something or she might get an idea that he was cheating on her. So I think that's probably what happened. But over the 20 years, it probably happened. She's like, oh, you're hanging out with Jeffrey again. Like, do you really think she didn't know who this guy was? Are we fucking kidding? Yeah, this is nuts. And she neither traveled with him nor visited any of his properties. Whether you subpoenaed 10 people or 10,000, including her, simply was not right. Sure, you're going to have to defend your wife, definitely. And what's this? Begin the hearing with me raising my hand, taking the oath to tell my truth. Okay, tell the truth, I mean. Let's see what the rest of it says. I know what I saw and what I didn't see. Let me see what you're going to get from me. First, I had no idea of the crimes Epstein was committing. No matter how many photos you show of me, I have 2 things that at the end of the day matter more than your interpretation of those 20-year-old photos. Okay, what do you have? I know what I saw, more importantly, what I didn't see. I know what I did, more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong. Honestly, that's what I would say. If I was Bill Clinton, I would say that too. I'd say I had nothing to do with this. I didn't do anything wrong. Everybody is lying about me, and I'm the victim here, and it's just legal fucking, it's a legal circus to make me look bad. Absolutely. That's what I would say, because some retards will buy it. And again, he gains nothing from admitting that he knew anything about this, right? He would never say that. As someone who grew up in a home of domestic abuse, not only had a phone on his plane, with any inkling of what was going on, I would turn myself down for a call for justice of his crimes, not sweetheart deals. Even with 20/20 hindsight, nothing I ever saw gave me pause. We were only here because he hid it from everyone so well for so long, and by the time it came to light with the 2008 guilty plea, I had long stopped associating with him. You hear me say often that I don't recall. That might be unsatisfying, but I'm not going to say something I'm not sure of, or something that could incriminate you, obviously. And so, since I'm under oath, I will not falsely state that I'm looking forward to your questions, but I'm ready to answer them to my best of my abilities. Okay, well, there we go. So that's what Bill Clinton said whenever they brought him in. And so let's take a look at everything else. We saw this one before, and this is also another thing, is like Bill Clinton literally, like, he fucked one of his aides in the White House, right? He had this girl suck his dick in the White House while he was smoking a cigar, which, I mean, like, I got to admit, I mean, that is aura. It definitely is aura. I mean, there's nobody really, I think, stopped liking Bill Clinton because of that. I think, if anything, there's a lot of people that liked him more. So I get it, right? But at the same time, you can't be doing that. And also, you're lying. You lied. You made it up. You said one thing was going to happen, and it was something else. You made it up. And so you mean oral? Oh, yeah, oral. What's the word after oral? Oral sex. I did not have sex with a woman. Yeah, you're a liar. You're making shit up.
A new precedent has been set in America today. Before this, we had the Trump rule. Trump defied, as all of you know, a congressional subpoena with the January 6th committee. He said presidents don't have to testify. Now we have the Clinton rule, which is the presidents and their families have to testify when...
I think they should have Trump testify. I think they should. Because if he's actually not guilty, that's fine, right? I mean, then let's figure it out. This is such a huge problem that, I mean, if they're going to drag Bill Clinton through this, they need to be having Trump do it too. I mean, I don't know whether Trump was innocent or not. I have no idea. I hope he was. I hope everybody was, but who knows? But the real thing is that you have to get to the bottom of this and you have to solve this problem. This is a huge existential problem. It's a massive crisis. And the reason why it's such a huge crisis is actually very simple. It's because if you don't have people that are being held accountable for this behavior, they can be held, for blackmail, and you don't know what they're going to do. This is massive. It's a sitting president versus former president. I understand that, but I think this is a very important issue, and I think that Trump should testify on it if Congress and the Senate think that that's appropriate. I absolutely think so. Like, it's the same thing with Bill Clinton. Like, why would I think that about Bill Clinton but not about Trump? I mean, it's undeniable that Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein. It's undeniable that he had very close relationship with him at a certain point in time. Not maybe the entire time, but if you're writing birthday cards to people, you're talking to them regularly. He says he's your best friend. I mean, there's probably something going on here.
Congress issues a subpoena, and that means that Donald Trump needs to come before our committee and explain what he knew about Epstein and explain why we have not had a full release of the documents. We also need other people, part of the Epstein class, to come before this committee. If President Clinton can answer questions, many others need to as well.
He's completely right about this. Yeah, if he's doing it, other people should do it too. Don't forget what, Nick? I agree. I mean, I think everybody agrees with that. I mean, sure. This is the problem that a lot of people don't understand, is that there are some people that have this idea. Boxes of pizza are now being delivered inside where Bill Clinton is testifying about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Dude, I don't know what this is insane. Pizzagate? Oh my fucking god. I mean, they have to be doing this to make him look like a retard, right? What is this, Nomad? Are you trying to show me something? What is this? Who's mad now? Oh, this is about me. No, Casey Tron is upset about this. I'll look at that in a minute. Let me focus on this first. Just now, Representative James Comer confirms Jeffrey Epstein visited the White House 17 times. Holy shit.
Mr. Chairman, good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Explain to us specifically what you need to hear from President Clinton today. What do you want to know?
Well, I think everyone's seen there are a lot of photos that have been released by the Department of Justice as well as the Epstein estate. There are a lot of email correspondence that included President Clinton. We know President Clinton had, and Secretary Clinton confirmed this yesterday, Jeffrey Epstein was in the White House 17 times while Bill Clinton was president. We know that Bill Clinton flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane at least 27 times. So those are questions that we're going to ask. Everything that most media outlets have reported with respect to pictures and correspondence between Epstein, Maxwell, and Bill Clinton, these are all questions that we're going to ask today.
Yesterday you both told me that you were planning on asking about an email that Howard Lutnick sent to Jeffrey Epstein.
They got to bring Howard Lutnick in there and figure out what the fuck he knows, too. They do. Like, I think that they're mismanaging this, if you want me to be honest. I think they are, because they're not approaching this from the perspective of any of the people that are involved having bad faith behavior. They're assuming that everybody involved is actually going to act in good faith, and that's stupid to do at an investigation. What they should have done, this is what I would have done, is I would have had all of these people do it on the same day and just do separate depositions with different people or tier it out all on the same day. Because the moment that you have any overlap with multiple days, now you're going to give people the opportunity to, corroborate stories, to, basically communicate with each other and say, this is what I said, this is the thing that we should focus on, etc. Separate is stupid? Well, no, it's not. Because, let's say you ask somebody, did you ever get on the plane? Did you see Bill Clinton get on the plane? One person says yes, the other person says no. Well, then one person's lying and the other person isn't. So whenever you have everybody in the same room, just by body language, you can create a certain consensus ahead of time before a question is answered. It's just common sense, especially if you're having people answering it one at a time. Because, let's say one person says something, then the next person, if they're trying to avoid accountability, will say the same thing that they did. Duh.
Hillary Clinton's fundraiser in 2021.
Obviously. How do people not know this?
Is he not worth asking him to talk about what he might know?
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting when we hopefully get that video out later today or tomorrow as quick as we can get it out. I think it'll be interesting what Hillary Clinton said about Howard Lutnick.
And how she said it.
And how she said it. We looked, I think was Miss Mace with the line of questioning. So there was a pretty thorough line of questioning yesterday between Miss Mace and Miss Clinton with respect to Lutnick. And I think you all find it very interesting what she had to say. But we're going to continue.
Yeah, that's what oh, wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm ready to hear that. Didn't this all start in 2006? Why did this take 20 years? Because the real reason why, I think, is because all of the people in power then were at a closer pinnacle of their power. So they were able to shut down conversations about this. And I actually think that theoretically, if we didn't have the internet, you probably wouldn't have the Epstein files. Actually, that's not true. You wouldn't have the Epstein files. It wouldn't happen. The only reason why we're able to talk about this stuff is because of the internet and because of basically, Twitter, right? Even if Elon didn't own Twitter and change, I think, the internet, free speech, I think that we still might not even have them.
Ask questions of everyone that shows up in photos on the island and things like that. Yes.
I will be asking for him, yes.
You will.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Obviously, we heard from Secretary Clinton after...
And you've got to keep in mind that, this is one of the big issues that Trump has, is that having people that were closely associated with Jeffrey Epstein on your cabinet, like Howard Lutnick, this is just a massive thorn in your side. It is. It's a huge weakness, and it's one of the positions where you can be attacked from this position, and it's really kind of understandable. It's a bad idea. Yeah, it looks bad, and on top of it looking bad, it is bad. It's bad. It's, besides this is what people think. Who cares really what people think? Is it good or bad to have somebody that was that connected to Jeffrey Epstein that's on your cabinet? No, it's bad.
Deposition, she described the session as repetitive. She said it veered off topic. She was asked about things like UFOs, Pizzagate. Can you explain why those topics were brought up, and also in light of the release of that photo?
And she also said there were substantive questions yesterday too. But one reason there were repetitive questions about Epstein is
probably because she was being evasive. Let me guess.
Because we went through every email and every correspondence that implied Hillary Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein communicated often. You all have seen the email where he said that she looks better in person and all of that. Those were questions we asked. So every item of evidence that would suggest Hillary Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein had a close relationship, we went and asked about that. So it may have seemed repetitive because there was a lot of documentation that would suggest that she had a relationship with Epstein. So, go ahead.
Secretary Clinton actually asked about the NDAA. Sorry.
Go ahead.
To be clear, Secretary Clinton actually asked us about what happened with the disclosure language in the NDAA. So, I know she's trying to pivot from the fact that she's here and she had a very close relationship regarding the Clinton Foundation and Epstein and Maxwell. But the point is, and I think I'd like to hit on this with probably Miss Mace here, but I think we have a very important interest in curiosity about what specifically the co-conspirators had a role in all this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We know for a fact that some of these were
everybody knows Jeffrey Epstein's bad, but like who else was involved and knew about it?
women.
That's the question.
I think that today, at least with my line of questioning, I'm curious about that. Why is it that these women were giving plea deals as adults for trafficking minors? How much of that did they witness, etc.? And so, I don't know that Secretary Clinton was all that honest about the context of this investigation. We asked extensively about intelligence ties, whether or not she felt that she was targeted as a result of possibly an intelligence gathering operation. And she was very curiously interested in that. And then also, you'll hear it in the response, but had told us to follow up with a few countries, one of which is our ally. So that's interesting.
I wonder which one. Wow. Which one would it be?
I think Miss Luna brought up a good point about the Clinton Foundation. There's so many examples in the evidence the Department of Justice released in correspondence where Epstein bragged about how involved he was initially in setting up the Clinton Global Initiative and the Clinton Foundation. We asked those questions to Secretary Clinton yesterday, and she kept saying, well, she was in the Senate at that time. She wasn't focused on it. You'll have to ask my husband. So a lot of the Clinton Global Initiative questions yesterday went unanswered because Ms. Clinton deferred to her husband. So we'll do one more question. Annie, go ahead.
It's our understanding that you guys asked Secretary Clinton yesterday about photos of her husband in the Epstein files. What was her reaction when you showed various photos, for example, of her?
There's a lot of photos with Bill Clinton. There's a lot. I feel like he's pretty much the main guy. I feel like there's more photos with him and Bill Clinton than like anybody else.
Her husband in the jacuzzi that we've seen.
It's a lot.
I'm going to let Miss Mace answer that. We're on TV.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything. No, she didn't want to answer any questions about any of that. And
I bet she didn't.
Most of those, if not all of those questions, to her husband, and he will be thoroughly asked about that today. What did he know? What did he see? Because there are other people who've come forward publicly, like Kevin Spacey, who thought all of this was very strange and actually a very high risk for a president of the United States or former president. It's all very bizarre, but I asked her very pointed questions, and you'll see that in the transcript and the video that comes out, and you'll see how she responded as well, screaming.
And I will.
If you get to watch her crashing out in the deposition and they release that in full, oh my God.
Close with this. We're going to.
I don't even know if I believe that. I want to see it.
Get the video out.
I can't wait.
We can get it uploaded in the sound
let's
and
see
everything
this
from yesterday. So
I'm ready.
This is, for all practical purposes, a public deposition. The American people are going to see it. I've heard C-SPAN's going to air it wire to wire.
This is the part that we saw.
Everyone's going to see what was asked yesterday, and I think that'll answer a lot of questions, especially with Lutnick and other things like that. Throughout the day, we'll try to send different members out to get...
Like, if Howard Lutnick had any sort of self-respect, he'd probably just step down. Like, especially if this deposition makes him look bad. Like, if he really wants to be a G, he would step down. Because, like, if you... Like, having you be involved in something like that, it just makes everybody else look bad. It's like a massive liability to have a person that is inside of a case like that on the policy commission and like on the policy team.
Give brief updates. We don't want to.
How would you not believe that? Well, I don't know. I mean, I could see why they would not do it, because that if him stepping down would imply that he was guilty, and then that would bring in it would question Trump's judgment and putting him in that position in the first place. Like, I know the reasoning for why they wouldn't do it, but at the same time, I feel like he probably should do it, depending on what gets released about him.
Disclose what's going on in the deposition specifically until after at the conclusion, but we'll keep you updated, and we appreciate everyone being here and look forward to updating you throughout the day.
Ms. Mace, what do you mean that Hillary Clinton was screaming?
She was unhinged, and I hope that President Clinton is less.
You can see this girl's agreeing with her. Watch, listen.
Updating you throughout the
day.
Ms. Mace,
watch her nod her head.
Hillary Clinton was screaming?
She was unhinged, and I hope that President Clinton is less unhinged today than his wife was yesterday. You'll see it.
Man.
Why do you think she had a relationship with Mr. Epstein?
Well, he was basically instrumental per his words, and I think you'll find out from Clinton probably today in sending up the Clinton Global Initiative.
President Trump said that he was bothered by Bill Clinton coming in.
Man. The biggest thing is we need transparency, accountability, and we need justice.
You gotta get that video out, bro. I'm ready to watch that video.
Find out how can
I'm ready to see it.
Laws to prevent human trafficking. And
we watch it? Yeah, I'll watch a lot of it.
That evil level infiltrate the highest levels of government.
Yeah, everywhere in the whole fucking country. And so, yeah, no, I agree with this. I'm happy. And let me go back and see if I can pull up any more of these, if there's anything else. Oh, there's one more of this.
In lines of questioning that Jeffrey Epstein was running a intelligence gathering operation. In my professional opinion, I do believe it was a honeypot operation.
So whoa.
Running a intelligence gathering operation in my professional.
For who? For who is he running it for? I'm just curious.
Opinion.
Nobody
I do
knows.
believe it was a honeypot operation. And I do believe that there's a list of individuals who did engage in trafficking, were given these plea deals, and I'm going to name those individuals right now. The first one would be
Oh, shit. All right.
Leslie Groff. The second one, Sarah Kellen. The third one, Nadia Markova. And the fourth one, Adriana Ross. All of these women engaged in the trafficking of minors as adults. They were working and complicit with Jeffrey Epstein's operation. And in my opinion, they are not to be given victim status because they did partake in harming young girls. I remember seeing in some of the files, some of these girls were, as young as 10, 11 years old.
Oh my God.
Older. And so obviously we have a lot of work to do, but I did want to come and give an update and let you know in lines of questioning that Jeffrey Epstein.
Holy shit, man. So there were other people that were trapped. Dude, how is this shit so common? If you work in any sort of a a company, I bet you've probably, how many of you guys have had at least knowledge of something like this happening in a space that you are familiar with? Whether it's like inside of a school, inside of another organization, inside of a work or something like that. Yes? Yeah, it's quite common. Just last week, dude, exactly. And you see, a lot of people are saying no, but a lot of people are saying yes. And I think that some of you guys might not realize that, yes, obviously Jeffrey Epstein is like the extreme of this reality, but he's not the norm. The norm of this reality is that this happens to 3 different girls over 4 years or 14 years or something, and then that's it. So my church, actually, yeah, that's another organization. Of course people like that get involved with churches, definitely. So, yeah, I've never personally heard of a grown woman around me trafficking minors. Yeah, maybe. I don't know yet. And it happens everywhere because somewhere along the way, confidence gets replaced with complacency. Well, I think really it's obvious that Epstein ran the operation for himself. He was never one to obey authority, and he always wanted to do what he wanted. Well, I don't know really if that's entirely true, right? I mean, possibly, but... oh, is this her talking about it? Oh, here we go. I didn't see this at all. She's actually talking about it herself.
Well, I have just finished testifying. I answered every one of their questions as fully as I could, based on what I knew, and what I knew is what I said in my statement this morning.
That's great.
I never met Jeffrey Epstein, never had any...
You never met him.
Connection or communication with...
The only argument that I have that, I think makes partial sense that she never met Jeffrey Epstein is that Bill tried to keep his friendship with Epstein, private, so she didn't catch on to the fact that he was hooking up with chicks behind her back. Because, if you've got... Think about it, right? If you're cheating on your wife, and you've got your boy that, hooks you up with chicks that you cheat on your wife with, do you want him to meet your wife? Fuck no, you don't. Absolutely not. That's the last thing that you want. I'm not even saying that's true, but that's the strongest argument that I can think of.
Tim, I knew Ghislaine Maxwell casually as an acquaintance, but whatever they asked me, I did my very best to respond. It was disappointing for you.
Well, you're going to see they're going to see the video, right? I mean, what are you talking about? You're getting the video released. Why are you crying?
Seeing it for yourself.
Should have been offered exactly the same option.
Yeah.
Secretary Clinton did provide the committee with a statement stating she had no information to provide.
Let me see if there's any more of this.
Official.
A little effort to call people show up most in president in the Epstein files. Well, I don't know. I think your husband's there too. Like, what are you talking about? So yeah, no, I feel like obviously that's what's happening. And where is it here? If I can find a few more of these and look at it.
Well, as my friend Joanne Carducci said, there's 3 people mentioned most in the Epstein files, and that's Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Donald Trump. One of them is in prison, one of them died in prison, and one of them is the president of the United States. But we're deposing Hillary Clinton. Like, it doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day...
Well, wouldn't it make sense to depose Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump? Like, I mean, logically, that's what you would do, right? Is like, if she's the wife of a guy that's also in the Epstein files a lot, like, wouldn't it just make sense to depose both of them? I mean, like, logically, that's the solution.
The government has repeatedly lied about these files. They refuse to release the full files. Then they're hiding the documents, and now they're pointing allegations everywhere except at the president, who is in the files the very moment.
What are we talking about? The president's been Trump's been implicated in this 50 fucking times. People have been blaming this on Trump and saying that he's the one hiding them for years. What are we even talking about?
What
does she
mean? This is a huge distraction to use Hillary Clinton, the vicious evil Hillary Clinton, as a distraction.
Yeah, I feel like it's obvious that's what's happening.
Or as a distraction from not going after Trump for 4 years.
Let me play. Well,
yeah, they didn't go after him for 4 fucking years. Why is that? Probably because it's not that simple. And yeah, I don't like seeing him deposed. They certainly went after me. Yeah, exactly. I don't like. I hate listening to it with the fucking radio here. And what is this? If I can find it. Here's another one.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that the Epstein files were in existence and free to have been opened during the Biden administration.
True. He's right.
You were there for 4 years.
Yep.
How come you didn't open it as a Democratic Party then? What am I missing? I'm not saying I know. It's a legitimate question.
Yeah, turn
Maybe
him
I
down.
don't remember the answer. Maybe my extraordinary producers should be able to help me during the commercial break. But from my understanding, the same files that were open or being open now.
They weren't. They were still under investigation. I'm gonna pull you up. This is not a good argument. I'm gonna explain why it's not a good argument. If Trump did a secondary investigation into Jeffrey Epstein as a response to people wanting the files open, would you accuse him of trying to cover up the files by doing an investigation to make it to where the files weren't privileged to be released? Would you accuse him of doing that? You got to think about it from that perspective. They're not under investigation. Well, let's assume they were, right? I mean, let's talk about this, like, because again, let's think for ourselves here for a minute, right? Rather than just talking. Let's see what this is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's not really. Why is this really a complicated thing? I'm all for being released, but I believe they needed the Senate's support, which they wouldn't provide. So let's see. Like you didn't answer the question. If Trump did a secondary and opened a secondary investigation into the files, Biden never even talked about releasing the files. Number one. Number two, you said that they didn't get released because of an investigation. Now you're talking about it being the Senate. So which one is it? So let's go back to the original question. If Trump, as a response to people wanting the Epstein files getting released, started an investigation, another investigation into the Jeffrey Epstein files, which would have shut down a release of the files, would you consider that him covering it up? Moving goalpost? No, we're not going to do that. We're not doing that. Those files were sealed to Ghislaine Maxwell's trial. When did her trial end? What year did her trial end? Because she's been in jail for a while. Answer a damn question, exactly. you could figure out and release the files based off of them not being involved with Ghislaine Maxwell. It's not like every single file was related to her. And also, you're not answering the question again. I think the reason you're not answering the question is because everybody knows the answer. If Trump had started another investigation like Biden had into the files, everybody would have accused Trump of saying that this investigation is only being done in order to stop the release of the files. December 29th, 2021, Maxwell was sentenced 2022. Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like you've got 2-3 years for this. So, like, why did you not do that? Well, it's because you didn't want to. So really, I think that if Trump had started, and they even accused him of this, that Trump was going to start another investigation into the files to prevent them from being released. This was a concern that people had like 2 months ago that it was going to happen. So how is it that the accusation of Trump using the investigation in bad faith is also being used as a justification for Biden doing the investigation and we're presuming good faith? This is totally ridiculous. It's a double standard.
Now, with the 220 pages of documents or whatever.
Trump campaigned on releasing them, then backed out because he's in them? Why would Trump campaign? That doesn't even make sense. How would Trump not know what's in the Epstein files? He was the president when Epstein died. He was the president when Epstein died for over a year. You've got to remember, Epstein was killed or died on President Trump's watch. He died in 2019. President Trump was president in 2019. Think about it. Jesus. None of this makes sense, guys. You got to think about it.
Here it is. With various emails.
Think about it.
That could have been done when Biden was in office.
He could have. Yeah.
Well, why didn't you do it?
Because they didn't care. They didn't care because they knew that nothing in there. The Epstein files are either so problematic that it would implicate too many people on their side as well, or there wasn't enough information in them in order for it to be a like clean kill, basically. And so that's probably the reason why it didn't get released.
If it's so important now.
I mean, you gave him 34 felonies, and you're not going to release the Epstein files? Like, which one's more important? Paying off a hooker through your business or raping kids on an island? Ah, geez, guys, I really wonder. So whenever you're charging somebody 34 times for paying off a hooker, and you're not even opening up the files for a fucking a rape island, then yeah, I think that there's probably nothing going on that you know of. It just doesn't make sense.
What were the Democrats doing at that particular moment in time?
Talking about trans kids.
This is the kind of stuff that smells.
It does. You're right. It's obvious something's wrong. You don't need to be a genius to see that.
Because my attitude is just deducing how much they despise Trump is if there was some real bona fide dirt on him, since you went after him with the 34 felony convictions, which essentially was deduced to him paying hush money to Stormy Daniels, a porn star, just so she wouldn't reveal
said the same thing I said. Literally exact same thing.
Their happenings with one another leading up to the election in 2016.
Yeah.
Okay? If you had something like that you were willing to parade him through the streets with, of course, if you had something on him about Epstein, you'd have let it go earlier to make sure he didn't become the 47th president. That's just my thinking from a logical perspective. But what do I know?
He knows the same thing I know. Steven watches your streams. I don't know if he does or not. But, like, that's the same, bro. Like, that's almost word for word the way I talk about this shit. Absolutely. For fucking sure. Definitely. 100%. We should be arresting anyone who's resistant to the release of the Epstein files should be held as accomplice. Well, I don't know about that. It depends on who it is. They still hadn't been investigated yet, though. And why do you think that is?
Is the First Lady a compulsive liar, though? It's beginning to look that way. In an interview on last night's 2020, intended to promote her new book, It Takes a Village, Mrs. Clinton folded under tough questioning by Barbara Walters and admitted that, in fact, it does not take a village, and furthermore, that she was aware that it does not take a village when she wrote the damn book. Meanwhile, President Clinton is hard at work on Tuesday's State of the Union address, in which he'll focus on crime, education, and the economy. At the request of the First Lady, part of the President's speech will be huge lies.
So people were joking about this bitch lying 30 years ago?
More questions about Hillary Rodham Clinton's truthfulness in an interview this week. The First Lady claimed that she won the women's 100-meter dash at the 1956 Olympics.
What?
And that she had an IQ of, quote, over 700.
No.
When it was pointed out to her that these were not especially good lies, Mrs. Clinton responded, "I know, I have a problem." And then added, "I invented the formula for 7-Up." In Whitewater News, federal regulators quizzed Hillary Clinton at the White House this week and gave her a perfect score on the lying section. She's a dirty liar. For years, Hillary Rodham Clinton has told people that she was named for the first man to climb Mount Everest, Sir Edmund Hillary. But as Esquire magazine recently pointed out, Sir Edmund did not climb Mount Everest until 1953, 6 years after Hillary was born. However, the First Lady does have a good explanation for the discrepancy. She loves to lie.
That's about right. Watching Moses? Yeah, I guess so.
A former Arkansas...
You've got to remember, this guy, dude, Norm Macdonald, let me see if I can pull this up. This is insane. Let me see if I can pull Norm Macdonald, let me see if I pulled... This was... Oh my God.
The election from the winner, you know, but... what's up, man?
Okay, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, you know, but who knows?
Man.
You like George Bush.
It's crazy. That happened. This is a long time ago, too.
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, you know, none of this...
Man, this is before 9/11.
He's, you know, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the. See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a.
Here it comes. Get ready.
A fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Who are the murderers?
Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to, you're not allowed to put out no accusations without...
That's a little too far.
That's the way it does work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Nobody talks about this. This is what's so crazy. It's like this is never talked about.
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm?
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen, we don't need to talk about that.
I don't want to get into this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question.
Oh, no.
There you go.
You're silent? Yeah, be a good boy.
Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up! Okay.
Let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
Bro, he won't let up. He won't stop.
Did you ever hear the word?
The phone is ringing.
I certainly hope that's somebody calling to tell you to go home.
Oh, no.
Dude, you got a phone
That's
ringing.
his phone?
Oh.
Answer the phone.
Hello? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. The thing is this. You know Matt Strauss?
Yeah, the producer.
The producer. He told me it would be funny. He said, like, why don't you carry a cell phone on and then let it ring and then pretend like there's a guy on it?
Is there anybody on it?
No, it's a thing. Pretend.
You know what, Norm? You're a dead man.
You
know what, Barbara? You know what you said about rage at work?
I think this is the rest of the Hillary Clinton thing, right?
Wait, us. One of your idols. Who is that?
Oh, the great Bill Cosby.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Oh, my God, I love that guy. He's my hero, you know, just like you. Maybe Bill Clinton would be your hero. I love... I love.
Oh my God!
No, you seem to like Bill Clinton.
Really, and this man leads into our show on
Oh my
Friday
God!
night.
I know.
It's all right. His career's over after this anyway. Who cares?
Jesus!
Go ahead, Norm.
No, Bill Clinton, who's a great man, obviously. You know, everybody has their opinions.
Dude,
right?
he's not stopping. He doesn't stop.
You're moving along.
No,
You're
Bill
going to get to the point.
Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Cosby. What's in that coffee? What are you drinking?
Now, Bill Cosby is a great man, first of all. There has never been any accusations toward Bill Cosby about...
Oh, my God. Holy shit.
Will you just tell us what you did with Bill Cosby?
Oh, I met him. I opened for him at a club.
Man.
And he was a great man, you know. He's my hero of all time. You know how funny Bill Cosby is.
Yeah, so get to the point. I'm going past menopause.
But if I say that about them on the show, I'm sexist.
Let's go.
Not everything has a point.
We are learning that, okay. All right, Norm, you want to finish the story, or shall I ask you the next thing?
Well, the Bill Cosby thing is this.
Dear God.
I met Bill Cosby. We're all fans of Bill Cosby, right, Barbara?
Yeah. What? Yes. Why don't we talk about the millionaire? Oh, yeah. You know what? Tonight, Norm and I... please. I like Bill Cosby. Norm MacDonald and I are on The Millionaire tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell him about that, how you thought he's dumb today. Where do you see him tonight?
That's crazy. That is absolutely fucking insane, bro. He goes in, imagine not being invited back on The View. What a horrible punishment. Look at this here, and it's just... So he's there, Norm, zero interest in other people's discomfort, agitation, or something else. Exactly. Bro, I remember watching this, and the thing with Bill Clinton, and I remember, like, thinking about, like, all of the new Epstein stuff and everything. Finish it? I think it's over. It's over, right?
Come on, Norm. Tell him, Norm.
People always told me Hollywood was, like, incredibly liberal and biased, and I thought it was untrue. But
You want to talk about The Millionaire?
Yes, I do.
You have 10 seconds to talk about The Millionaire.
This is they're just having him talk about his show, man. That's all there is to it. And Norm was a legend. He was. This guy was so good. He was the best guy at being funny whenever it's like it looks like he's not trying to be funny. He was the best guy at seeming that he was unintentionally funny. What a fucking legend. And it's just sad whenever we found out about Bill Cosby. I bet the way he's talking about it, like, listen, I bet the way he's talking about it, he probably had an idea. Just the tone of his voice. Oh, he's never been accused of anything. And then right after Bill Clinton, I mean, like, dude, I think he knew. And this was in, again, 2000, okay? So I don't know, guys. And I think that's the really funny thing about somebody like this is that, you know, it's hard to really be sure whether they're being honest about it or not. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys that because I thought it was really fucking funny to look at.